Feels good to clean up every now and then. It can get a little bit crazy sometimes. Michael's been up here and he's already got the first wood rung. There's some yellow in here and that's kind of what I wanted to bring out.
I tacked a little project down below, take off the raw water pump.
You're coming too. From Washington State to now sunny California. We've been at it for 5 years. It began with selling our previous boat and taking that money to buy tools and build a shed. We assembled keel pieces, poured the ballast, and raised all 16 frames in the first 6 months. There's a boat in there. Now, half a decade later, and at a slower but steady pace, we're in the water. We're Salt and Tar, and this is our life. Like, subscribe, and support if you can. What do you feel inspired to do today? Most projects are chosen by inspiration, or what mood we're in. Some mornings start with an intention. Like this morning's was the rudder cheeks.
They're probably fine as is, but don't want to worry about it at all. You know, if we're out at sea and there's a big swell running or whatever, I don't want to have it in the back of my mind. What if the rudder cheeks snap? So I'm thinking that I might just, on the inside faces of both of these, just lay down like 3 or 4 layers of fiberglass cloth and epoxy, and you won't see it. It'll be on both the inside faces, but it'll just strengthen these up a lot. So we can do that or continue to work on the main boom. Kind of more inclined to do that because sales.
There are plenty of projects to choose from.
I know, it's all got to get done. Doesn't really matter what order we do it in.
All right. Sounds like you made a decision.
What do you think, Swab? No? Fine.
Some days we don't do anything we talked about in the morning and do something completely different, which probably means a cloudy head and we need to clean up shop. So we've pulled some things out of the boat. There's a few things in the truck already. Garrett's carried a load up there. Yeah, trying to get some more space in here. And I think we've done a pretty good job. There's only a few things up there in the V-berth area. Trying to give ourselves some room. Maybe do some more painting in here after the galley counter is completely done. We're feeling pretty inspired. We've just been moving out all that stuff, and Michael's been up here, and I don't know, we were only down there for maybe a half hour, 40 minutes, and he's already got the first wood rung up and hung on the port side. And it's great starting to see both the starboard and the port side come together. And why he started on the port side before finishing the starboard side is yesterday Garrett souped up the wood rungs and put some net dip where the lashings are on the corner. So it's still wet because it's winter time and things don't dry. First, let's see, where is it? Ah! Wood rung. Yeah, finished that one already. First wood rung on the port side.
On it?
He did. Dangle test.
Wow. Yeah. That's how you stay in shape.
And just have like a faux jack shroud there in the middle, and that's will help give some rigidity to the rope rungs. And all the way, he's over halfway on the starboard side. Back up. Watch your feet. the most organized, but it's better than it has been. Feels good to clean up every now and then. It can get a little bit crazy sometimes.
Came out great. So we just tacked on all this temporary, you know, pieces around everything so we can just get the grout line in since we haven't trimmed anything out. Taped it up in the back, separated really clean. So I'm just kind of giving it a little swipe over just to get little highs and lows, even it out, and then I'm gonna lay in the trim. I think we're probably gonna use the cherry that Ira cleaned up for us. He brought us a truckload and it was just, you know, all super rough sawn, rough cut and everything. Ira got in touch with us and he's got a wood shop. He's got planers, sanders, all that stuff. And it's like, hey, if you need any wood processed. So we dropped it off to him, planed it, sanded it, dropped it back off. So now it's good to go. And it's beautiful wood, super hard, really pretty. So I think I'm just gonna trim all this out in that. And yeah, another step closer to having a livable, homey interior.
That looks so good. The glaze is already on there, so it's 100% done. Maybe later this week I might be able to put some more paint in the interior.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Let's watch the sticky.
Oh yeah. I'll skip that one. So awesome.
Quite as high, but almost.
We can just barely see your shadow. So Garrett's helping me clean up this back kind of splash piece. I'm gonna paint this face and the kind of recess that the fridge is in.
The bungs are sanded down flush-ish. This one is some finished sand still left.
Cool. Thank you. Mom brought me some red wine. tell straight from the can, and probably hard to see since it's so dark in here, but that's very yellow. But I don't know. This will take a few coats, so even if it's bright yellow on the base, well, let's go ahead and see what's up. I'm nervous, Mama. It'll probably take at least 3 coats, I think. There'll be a wood trim here that sticks up.
Oh, that'll look nice.
So. You're still going. Well, I think I'll get one more coat since I still have more paint in my tray. But I'm thinking it's not going to be the final color because it's very bright and I wanted, you know, more earth tones. So, do that and probably check back in with you tomorrow.
Well, it's super windy outside today, so I decided that I'd tackle a little project down below, take off the raw water pump because I need to put a new seal in it because it's leaking really bad. So yeah, I just started and I just took the 2 little hoses off, and now I just need to take the bolts off, separate the pump from the engine itself, so then I can take it apart and start pulling it apart and go from there. That looks pretty bad. Yeah, it's actually not that bad. This looked kind of gnarly at first, but it was just some gunk in it. Well, the shaft cleaned up really nicely. You can see the bearing in there at the back of it. It's the law of the universe. Anytime you're looking for a flathead screwdriver, you find a bunch of Phillips. Impeller still looks great. I checked that before starting the engine up, but it's been in there for such a long time. Might have having to destroy it to take it out. That came out easy. That's very surprising. Okay, so this comes with these 2 bearings, new water seal, and a new impeller, and a gasket. So it looks like that's the water seal. I've never rebuilt this model of pumps, so I'm just kind of figuring it out as I go. You can see the bearing back here. Well, that shaft definitely looks like it has to go out that way. Yeah, that feels terrible. I think it's time to move on to making some jigs and putting it in the bench vise and just pressing this shaft out, because yeah, being careful with it, but I don't want to damage this shaft at all. Well, I forgot to hit record on the camera, but I just tapped out the water seal. Now everything's out of it. Start cleaning it up now. Okay. So that's pretty much ready. So now I'm gonna have to figure out how, one, to press these bearings off, and then to press the new bearings on, and then I gotta press the new water seal in, and then get the shaft back in.
At first looking at this, it seemed so complicated, but as I watch Garrett deconstruct it, it becomes simple. The hardest part is pulling the pieces off without damaging them. They're probably original and been on there since the 80s.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. I think when I take these bearings off, I might just put one of these up against it and just like put it a little bit more, but that's pretty well seated. I'm gonna try to make a little setup to press these two old bearings off of the shaft.
The engine's always been this monster in my mind that I knew nothing about, and still don't really. But over time it's become less daunting and more clear that when you break it down, it's just a bunch of mechanical pieces working in unison. Garrett's grown up solving problems, working around not having the perfect tool or money to throw at it. A hidden benefit of editing these videos is I get to see how he does it.
Okay, I got the new water seal. Okay, water seal's in. I'm gonna get the shaft in. Alright, that's all the bearings and the seal back in. Spins a lot better than it did at first.
Up next, today's task is going to be getting the main boom to round. And I fixed my mustard galley. See if I can put a little red in that yellow paint that I used the other day, and hopefully it'll soften. Thanks for watching. Have like a faux jack strap, just like a faux jack shroud.
Jack strap? How's it going?
It's going. Lashing. Whipping.
Yeah.
Right now I'm whipping. Then I'll be lashing. Sounds like a very S&M sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, I missed your trip.
I rolled my ankle. Grout dust on your drink.
Oh my god. You can never tell.
Burped up some.
They're recording in progress.
Oh my god, don't record me. Yeah, that's pretty bright. Now, can you add black or something?
Alright, so
maybe
you,
by the third coat it'll look alright.
so you can never tell straight from the can.
I can turn this camera off if you want now so you don't feel like you've got some creeper looking over your shoulder.